Oh man, I've been grappling with something. You know how you can sense something's off, and you know it has been for quite some time, but it's like you tune it out because the truth is you don't want to look. You don't want to believe it. I think that's what that does seem to be a problem for me, doesn't it? I hear my father now. Not everybody's nice. It's like I just don't want to face those cold, hard facts. And especially when it's like sometimes it's people you just, it breaks your heart, you know, like, oof. Yeah, sorry, there's so much that's been coming through. And then I was shown something that really did break my heart. Because I didn't want to believe it. They've told me a dozen times now that somebody was bitter, angry, jealous, and out to take and hoard and slander and everything else. And I kept saying, no, no, I don't want to believe that. No, we must be talking about, are you just trying to tell me it's like so-and-so, it's that relationship, it's that whatever? And sure enough, it's the same person over and over. It's a bunch of people, but there's one in particular that is heart-wrenching. I mean, a bunch of them are, but there's one that it is almost like I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that truth. I don't want to see them as who they are, right? I don't want to believe that. And then I heard a reader say, she says, she made a comment or something like God says vengeance is his, right? Vengeance is his. And that struck me with this because I haven't taken action yet. And I keep debating if I even bother. And then I hear that and I'm like, oh, I like that, right? Like, it's like, because that's the thing. It's like none of us know why people do what they do. Like, it's like, but this is also a problem too that I tend to do. It's like I try to figure out possible ways that, what possible reason could they have to, and it's like I look for an excuse for them because it's so heartbreaking that they could just be that evil. They could be that selfish, that greedy, that living in lack, that obnoxious, that arrogant, to take what's not theirs, to hide, to steal, to commit crimes, forgery, fraud, all types of things, identity theft, all these things, and not even, it just is shocking to me. Maybe because I am a goody two-shoes. Like, it's shocking. Like, who would dare do that? I mean, honestly, most people in their right mind, the everyday person, that's why it's on the news, because it's shocking when we hear something like that. You would not think to do that. Most normal people wouldn't dare play with the law like that. And so when it happens, it gets on the news because it's like, holy shit. But we've talked about this. That can be scary too, because then people think the news is a representation of the majority, and it is not. It's not. That's why it's news. Oh, man. And so it's like, well, I don't have revenge in my body. I'm like, I know God will handle like whatever, and who knows, again, like whatever there. That said, it's a matter of, but once you see somebody is doing something wrong, aren't you to speak up? Even if it's against you. Well, I mean, definitely if it's against you. See, I would tell somebody else. Maybe that's how I need to look at this. What would I tell somebody else? Yeah, that's probably how I should look at it. It is shocking. It's shocking. It's sad, it's upsetting, it's hurtful. But it's kind of like that heart. Oh, remember, wasn't something coming through that? It's like that heart smack that you need. It's like, what was it? Wasn't it something like it's good and bad news or something like that? Or it's like something is going to be made right, but it's going to come with a sting. It's something like that. And this very much fits that scenario. Very much fits that scenario. That something could maybe be made right. I don't know how, because the amount of damage that was done. Or maybe that's it. Maybe that's the sting that comes with it, is there's nothing that could repair the damage that was done. Although all this being said, I was told a long time ago, probably a year or more, probably more than a year, probably 2 years ago, that something like, you'll be so glad you did. It's like, it's hurtful. What was it? It was something more than that. It was, you'll after this, you'll never need to look back again. It's something like that, like something so egregious that you no longer will question whether you made the right decision. It'll become glaringly obvious that, oh yeah, you definitely made the right decision, right? I guess it's that idea. It's like sometimes we don't want to trust our intuition, because it's like, if our intuition is correct, God, really? And oh man, sorry, I really am. It is almost like being in shock, and it's like I'm like holding back the tears, because it's like it's like I don't want to believe. It's not that I can't believe. It's in black and white at this point, right? It's like, but it's, yeah. It's like, what is that logic other than greed? Other than coming from the devil, like coming from their ego, like living in Devilville. But of the people, you would be like, no, because they're very religious. But that's the problem. That's what always is the problem. I mean, that's what it's forewarned about in the Bible. You kind of have to be careful of those, because they hide behind that shield, but it's not shielding them like they think it is. This is why it's like the universe is your mirror. If you can understand that and take the religion out of it. You can leave religion in it, but this might be like a simpler term for people to hear this stuff. It's like the universe is a mirror. So if your intention is to steal, to take out of envy and revenge and greed, and you're coming from your ego, that's what you're going to get back. So you can justify out the wazoo, but you're living in your south node. You're living in that anger. You're stewing, and you're bitter, and you're bitter, and you're bitter. And so it's like, that's what you get back. And then it just makes you even more bitter. So you'll likely crumble. It's like, you got to get out of your own way, but they can't. It's like they're so steeped in Devilville, but they would tell you the opposite. It's like the definition of people who cannot see themselves, refuse to believe that is who they are. And so they desperately want to puke it onto you and project it onto you. But the facts are the facts are the facts are the facts. Time and time and time again, at some point, they're going to have to eat it. And again, it's like, it's for your sake. It's like for your soul's sake. Like, does it feel good to be sitting and stewing in that anger, bitterness all the time? To have that resentment all the time? Like, it can't possibly feel good. It's got to be taking a toll on you, mentally, physically, emotionally. Like, at what point do you want to love yourself again? At what point do you want to say, you know what, I love myself too much to keep behaving like a heathen? But you really have to dig deep for that. Like, some of these people are just so dark that and they're certain they're light. It's everybody else. It's not them ever. And it's like that. It's that much harder for them, because they're just so stuck and stubborn there. And I've tried to show you how to do it and try to make light of it. I try to put me in their position and be the butt of the joke, all that stuff, to show you like it can be easier than we make it. But the more stubborn and stuck you become, the more rigid and stiff you become. So the harder you smash, and it's harder to pick those pieces back up. So again, it's for your sake to love yourself, to come from your highest and best, so that you're honoring yourself and others. Because when you're not, you're going to get hurt. Yes, you're hurting others, and you're hurting yourself most of all because it's coming back to you. So it's like if you're still in that south node and so angry and bitter and so desperate to project out of you and blame everybody else and hurt everybody else and take and steal from others, then consider the fact that that's what's coming back to you. So even if you're like, no, I can't forgive them, I want to hold on to this hatred and anger, if they insist upon it, let's be like, okay, all right. And so you're okay being on the other end of you, because that's what's coming, the other end of you. It's like, oh God, that amount of energy, it's such a negative force that you're holding and you're trying to project is pointed right back at you. You're cool with that? Because maybe when they hear it that way, they're like, oh shit, I would never want to be on the other side of me, right? Like some of them are so venomous and so nasty, but they can't put themselves in the other position because they're certain they are right. They are certain that they are God and they get to dictate, steal, take, judge, deem, all these things. And it's like, oh man. But I guess that is like, I just was like, well, that is the saying. Thank God God's there to take care of it, because I don't want to get near them with a 10-foot pole. And that's why, what does she say? It's vengeance is God's, right? Like, I think he says somewhere like, vengeance is mine. I think that's what he says somewhere, or that's what she was saying. And it's true. It's like, who even wants to bother, right? Like, they need love and light more than anything else because they're just steeped in darkness. But these are the examples I've told you before where it's like, it's like somebody that deep in the well can't hear it. They can't. And so to stand there and waste your time and energy arguing is fruitless. And it's like demoralizing you, right? Like engaging with such filth who just want to tear you down and pull you down there with them. Because they're certain they're above you. They just can't hear it otherwise. And so, you've got to love yourself. You have to love yourself and walk away from that. And it is like, send them love and light, like for real. It's like, forgive them for they know not what they do, and move along, right? And forgive yourself for staying too long. And I'm not saying that jokingly. I'm dead serious. And that is something you really do have to forgive yourself for, because you will get in trouble for sticking around such trash for so long, for people who are aiming to hurt you. They're looking to take you down. Like you do get in trouble for even engaging with that. That's why I've said to you before, you got to be careful. Many people do it out of, they feel like it's obligation, right? It's like, oh, well, it's my teacher, or it's the priest, or it's your parents, or it's your siblings, or it's whatever. And it's like they have that hinge still that keeps them stuck and stagnant, harming themselves, because they can't bear to believe that they would behave in such a manner until they do it time and time and time again. And you are not living the life you want, but then you're choosing not to because you're engaging with heathens. So at some point you have to say, you know what? I can learn. I can evolve. I don't need to stay stuck and stagnant with them and behave and roll in the mud with them. If that's what they choose and that's what they like, that's what they choose and that's what they like. But you have to rise above that to love yourself. You can't love yourself staying there. That's not loving and kind to you to stay in that kind of dynamic. Yeah. But that's up to you. I mean, that's the thing. It's like people don't understand like why they're not being blessed or why life is such a struggle or so hard, because you're not listening. You're not seeing how you behave and what you put out and where it's coming from. You're not being honest with yourself. You're insistent it's somebody outside of you. But every time you do that, you're giving them your power. You're saying you're dumb and stupid and can't decide and choose. So they're more powerful than you, and they're your puppet master, and you're just a puppet. And it's all their fault that you're just a puppet. And that's how you'll remain until you learn how to take accountability and stand up on your own. Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.